Well, hello everybody, and this is Auntie. Let me make sure I have my mic over here. Okay, and I'm back. I knew I was gonna have some mic problems. Hi everybody, and this is Auntie, and I am here to do my review of Married at First Sight, Season 18, Episode 7, Basement Blues. If this is your first time being here, please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And to all of my new subscribers, thank you all so much for hitting that subscribe button and joining this family. To all of my nieces, nephews, and my members who have been here with me for the long haul, thank you all so much for your continued support. If I had to rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 5, what I thought about it, I would rate this episode a 3. Let me know down in the comment section what you would rate this episode of Married at First Sight. I want to shout out my members, Callie, Melody, Paula me please, Carla, Dot, and Yolanda. Let's see who else. Okay, let's see. Did I miss anybody? Yep, Tanya Payne. Hey, boo, coming up in the rear. Any more members? Yep, there go Gloria Howard. Hey, y'all. Hey. Hey, y'all. Hey. So let's get into it, y'all. Okay, shall we? Yes, we shall. Now, we all sat and watched the watch party the other night. Thank you all so much for joining me for that watch party. Let me know if this is something you enjoyed and is something you want me to continue to do, and I will continue to do them. Okay. It gives me an opportunity to take a day off, if you will. I've got some other things that I'm working on and everything. So anyway, let's get into it. Shall we? Yes, we shall. There's one thing that I want to say before I get into this review that I am noticing about Married at First Sight is that some of these things are not as we see them, right? If after I did the live with y'all and everything, and I started going back on some things, I realized that there are two couples that it appears that things were kind of done out of order. And I'll bring them up as we get to them, okay? All right. So let's see who's the first couple that we want to review. We want to talk about Madison and Allen. So Madison was not really feeling Allen. And Allen is the type of person that oh, let me get y'all stars. I'm sorry. Let me get y'all stars. We got a 2-star there, a 2-star here, a 2-star. Judy with a 3-star. Anymore. She doesn't really like him. And he is a people pleaser. Alan is changing his whole entire life in order to please someone who is never going to accept him. This was the week where we had the quote unquote experts to come in and talk to them, welcome them home, and kind of get their version of what they have been seeing from the producers. So during the honeymoon and all of that kind of stuff, of course, they were reporting back, I'm sure, giving summaries and dissertations on what they have observed with the couples, what the experts should be looking for and what they should not be looking for. This happens every year on Married at First Sight if this is your first time watching it. And so the experts are coming into their homes and stuff like that to basically find out, what the real deal is and everything, right? So we see, last episode, Alan basically was stood up by his wife on the first day back from their honeymoon. She ended up going out with some friends. What we did not know is that Madison did not come back home. And so Alan is at home. He's chilling. He's doing what he's supposed to do. He's giving her the benefit of the doubt. He is trying to play this thing out. I believe, in my opinion, that he has people talking in his ear and having him to see things differently. In some ways, I really truly believe what we are seeing, right, is a lot of manipulation. Okay, now this is just my opinion. It may not be actual, may not be factual, may not be what is going on, but in my opinion, I really do believe that a lot of these couples are manipulated or encouraged to see things one way when those things are actually not that way, right? And I'm gonna try to remain as calm as possible throughout this whole review, bitch. Okay. I listened to the things that Alan is saying out of his mouth and the things that Alan is doing and why I believe that Alan is a people pleaser. I do believe that he has other voices that are speaking in his ear, and I don't believe that those voices are his family and friends. And so, she comes back up into the house real blasé and all of that, looking ever so refreshed. And like I said, we find out, right, as we were watching, we found out that she didn't even stay at home. When she came in, my initial reaction was, this girl didn't even make an apology, right? She just was like, I stayed at the apartment and I just needed that, oh my god, I just needed to be refreshed type thing. And it really kind of upset me, right? It rubbed me the wrong way, but Alan gave her a pass. And this is what I'm saying: the average person or the average partner, right, would have addressed that. He never even addressed it. He okayed it and was like, understandable and all of that kind of stuff. Life goes the fuck on. That really would not have happened in a regular relationship with people who are married to one another, right? And both Madison and Michelle have really been trying to talk themselves out of these relationships with these guys, right? Now, as I said before, I believe that there is a clause in their contract, right? That if they don't do the experiment or they don't get married, that they have to pay back money. I don't know whether or not that's true or what it is, but I do believe that they have outside interferences who are telling them how to manage, right? And I don't like this shit, right? I don't like it. You can see it throughout all of the couples who are actually like biting their tongues while they are in these relationships, and it's gonna fall apart. It does every season, and this season will not be any different from any of the other seasons where this has fallen apart. So, we have him, just blasing it off, and I want to do this, I want to do that, let's go do this, let's go do that. No, I don't want to do anything with you, right? So anyway, I'm not gonna go into the details because we did do the watch party. But anyway, short to the long of it, the experts come to the house. And no, but before then we start seeing, them going to each other apartments, right? Because it's not just the experts coming in, but it's them going to each other apartments and stuff like that. And so, we go to Madison's house and to her apartment, and it's just a regular old apartment and stuff like that. And I was just like, okay, whatever. It's nice, it fits her, I guess, bitch. It just seems like she's a party girl, want to be outside, want to be, out there in them streets and shit. Oh, excuse me, Jesus, it came out. Excuse me. She want to be out there in those streets, and I'm just like, okay, make your home homely. So anyway, we go over to Alan's house. We look at Alan's car. We look at what Allen is put together, bitch. Allen got it going on. Like, what are you doing here? I would not get, honey, look, even if I had a problem, right? And I did not like the way that Allen dressed. But honey, once we would have got home, I would have changed my perspective because I'm gonna tell you, his car that he calls a hoopty, no, bitch, that's not a hoopty. But she didn't even understand what the hell a hoopty meant. And so, and I'm just thinking to myself, ain't nothing hoopty is about this, right? You know, it's amazing how the people who really have things downplay it. So anyway, you know, we go to his apartment and he done renovated his whole fucking kitchen by himself. Now I'm sure, you know, he had contractors and stuff like that, had to get approvals and stuff. But this man is a handyman and he got money. And he focused. Bitch. He's focused. He's bringing something to the table. He can cook. All of that little, when you get older, you realize all of that other stuff, right? Those things are temporary. Looks can be gone in a matter of a car accident, a fight. You can lose your looks, but who is he inside? And I think that Allen has proven that he's a good guy inside and out, and his head and his priorities are on straight. But she doesn't like them, and they sit in front of these experts and act like they like one another. And it's the women. And when he was sitting there and they was asking him about the relationship, and he sat there and said out of his mouth, I done worked out 4 times this week. And she was like, I don't know. If I was Dr. Pia or Pastor Calvin, I would have easily said, why don't you know? She doesn't know because she hasn't been home. But Allen somehow is covering this up. And I don't understand why. This is your opportunity to snitch, bitch. Tell on her. Well, you would have, like, he has no sass, no pushback, no rebuttal. He just go with the fucking flow. He appears to be a people pleaser. And I'm saying, what the hell is going on? Why haven't you told the experts that this bitch did not stay at home and probably hasn't been staying at home? We knew about the one night, but did the experts come the very next day? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that they let them move in and do all of that kind of stuff. But do I think that they came right directly after it? No. Now, you know, he has a little dog, and the little dog was, you know, being a little dog, a little Jack Russell. It looked like it was a Jack Russell Terrier. And the dog was doing what the dog do. And that just seemed to really be ignoring her, annoying her. And I don't know whether or not she gonna now try to make the dog a goddamn issue in the relationship. I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, I don't understand the men that are in it that they pick for this season. And I don't understand the women. I think that the women, you know, have been a little bit more candid about how they feel about things. And you know, Dr. Calvin was telling him, you know, you can't change, you know, yourself to please her, right? You can't make yourself small to be in a relationship with someone else. And this is exactly what Allen is doing. And bitch, it's making me mad as I don't know what. The same thing with Juan and Karla. He's sitting in a relationship with this chick and talk about I have pulled back. Okay, so I do things the way that I flow, right? I flow the way I flow. So if you new here, I don't go scene by scene, right? I just have a discussion, open discussion, and you know, we talk about the couples and stuff like that. Okay, y'all. So if you're new here, don't expect me to go, you know, line for line. I just like that's just not how we do over here with Auntie's advice. We sit down and we talk to each other as if we on the sofa and we just talking and bringing up the subject matters concerning some of our friends or some of our foes. So when I watched them, right, and I looked at how it was set up, I don't know whether or not, even though we heard certain parts of the editing, that Juan actually show his apartment last. When I really went back and looked at it and listened to the dialogue, I was like, did Juan show his apartment last or first? Because when they went to Juan's fucked up ass apartment with the hammock and the furniture and the cousin being there, was that the cousin of the friend bitch with all of that going on in Juan's house? And then we looked at Karla, who said that she had to move, that her lease was up, and she had all of this around her house. And the stuff she said about Juan's, I don't know if y'all remember going in Karla's apartment when Karla's apartment looked like a plant store. It looked like it was voodoo and shoodoo and books. They're all up in the house. It was just a reaction from Juan when she asked if she could move her stuff in. And Juan was like, and she was like, I was in a relationship with an old boyfriend and I moved in with him and he made me feel like a visitor there. He never made me feel like at home. Juan feeling the same goddamn way to the extent now that Juan has pulled back his affection for her. Did they go to Karla's apartment first or Juan's? Because Juan had already sized her ass up. And when they had a conversation at his apartment, and she was saying, so they showed it going to hers, right? Then they went to Juan's. I think when Juan went to her apartment, it made him pull, I mean, went to her shed, her storage shed, it made him pull the fuck back. She looked at Juan's apartment and was like, I can see where I could put this. I can see where I could put that. I can see where I could put this. I can see where I could put that. Come on, let's go to my fucking storage shed so I can show you what's in my storage. And in her storage shed, it didn't look like an apartment. So did she sell all her furniture thinking she was going to sit on Juan's? When she got to Juan, she had already assessed what was in her storage shed and what she was going to bring in there. Bitch, I'm confused about who went first. Who went first? Juan almost was as if he was saying, let me assess what you got. She didn't have any of the furniture that a regular woman her age would have. She didn't. She didn't. I think that these people, God damn it, y'all. I think that these people, I think that these people are coached. Once they have made a selection, y'all, just my opinion. Y'all let me know how the fuck y'all feel. I think these people are coached to be a certain way once they make a decision about who they're going to pick and who they're going to connect together. I think they coached. I think that they know and knew that Karla was homeless or about to be homeless. The only difference between Karla and that goddamn David, because bitch, we gonna slay David tonight. They was coached. Do y'all remember when we went to the house visit seeing David's apartment? Y'all remember I brought that up when we were looking at it live? We saw Karla's. Where was all this in Karla's storage unit that was in that home? Where did all the plants go, bitch? Karla, in my opinion, was absolutely like, honey, I got a golden ticket. I think they don't tell the people who they're going to marry, but I think that they tell them who they're going to marry. We hooked you up, Carla, with an IT guy. Do you like guys in IT? I don't think that I think they get coached. Y'all, this is the first season that I have really thought they are coaching these people, especially how they handle Michelle. Because they tried to coach Michelle in advance, bitch, for David living at home. Carla thought that she was getting an IT guy that was going to be making that paper in IT, not knowing that he is a startup business. And when you start a business, you're not making money. Bitch, y'all can't, I swear, y'all can't tell me no different. After looking at this and going back and looking at it again, I said, bitch, this stuff is starting to click. I think that they give them an idea of who they're going to be marrying, what type of person they're going to be marrying, right? They don't disclose names, address, phone numbers, and all looks and all of that kind of stuff. But I think just from them opening up that small window with David and Michelle, it made me go back and look at Karla. Now, here, Juan and Karla Juan is married to Karla, right? Juan has made an assessment at this point, bitch, and was like, this ain't it. And he said that his judgment is clouded in the past. And I was thinking to myself, what does he mean that his judgment is clouded? He's already made the decision to marry her. Really, a lot of times, your judgment is clouded by sex and intimacy and stuff like that before you get married, and he's already married, but he's going back, right? And now he's like, okay, now I'm gonna date her, and I don't know whether or not I want her, whether or not I want to give her kids. I don't know what I want because I've seen this book out of her, right? And she wants to come into my place. I already got somebody living here with me, right? I'm thinking, okay, I had I had the opportunity to maybe live somewhere, and I find out this bitch in the store shit. Now I done brought her to my house, and that, you know what I'm saying, y'all. I don't know. I'm confused as hell about what is going on. And he lives like an IT guy. His house is messy. I'm so sick of these damn people. I don't know what to do. I want to cuss through this whole thing, and I just cannot be out here cussing like that. I've got to clean my mouth up. Miss Black Black. Miss Blackity Black Black Black. Camille is a motherfucking turnoff. She live in an average apartment. She's an average girl. She's sitting up here pulling somebody's black card, and I didn't see not one black. Bitch. Hold on a second, bitch. When we went into Miss Blackety Black's apartment, I ain't seen now like one black artifact. Like nothing that had the sound of blackness to it. Nothing that was tribal. Nothing that said that she's blackety black. Bitch, I'm just saying, I didn't see an incense. I didn't see no motherfucking kente cloth. I didn't see a pick. I didn't see none of that in there. But every fucking time we turn around, she talking about somebody's swag to the extent where she said she felt like she was in a motherfucking interracial relationship. And I didn't see no swag and no sound of blackness nowhere in this bitch house. Now, do I have to have this in my house to prove I'm black? No, I don't. Because my skin happens to be a little bit darker than theirs. But I didn't see nothing, and I've seen nothing, bitch. I'm talking about nothing that says that Camille is the sound of blackness. That she is what an African American woman should aspire to. Now, we're not putting her out the community. Ain't nobody snatched her card. But week after week, this bitch is trying to, it's so goddamn offensive. How dare you say that you feel like you are in an interracial relationship and you dating a white man? Because that's basically what the fuck she said. So I wonder if all them swagalicious, those guys that's up on the swag meter, thought that they were in an interracial relationship with you and you're perpetrating that same hurt onto him. I ain't never seen no like that. She couldn't even wait until Dr. Pierre and Dr. Calvin sat down to tell him he ain't black enough. I'm ready to be around his friends, his family, and see if any of them got swag or is all his friends white. And if all his friends was white, so what the fuck? His blackness, his ethnicity is not based, bitch. You know what? Okay, I gotta calm down. Oh, Lord, I gotta calm down. It's so offensive. It's so calm down, Auntie. It's so offensive. It's embarrassing. It's degrading. Why do black men So if you're a black man and you ain't got a pair of Jordans, you ain't black. But if you're a black man and you got a pair of Jordans, you get a check verification check. Why is it that other ethnicities don't have swag? Swag isn't based on the color of your skin. So you mean to tell me that the only people that got swag is black guys that look black and talk black, whatever the fuck that is, or act black? Swag is who you are, not the color you are. Swag is what is the guy that I think is just like I don't even use swag, but there are guys that just are attract like okay, so y'all know I'm down with this world, right? Let me just go ahead on the side thing. Y'all know I date men out of my race. I don't have a problem with dating white guys, Spanish guys, black guys. Never have and fucking never will. One of the guys that I dated was a hockey player. He had blonde hair and sea blue eyes. Finer than a mother. And he had swag. He was smooth, the way he talked, the way he walked. He was always smelling good, looking good, a perfect gentleman, all of that stuff. Swag doesn't have a color to it. I'm gonna pull up the Ebonics dictionary. It says that swag. the slang is fashionable and confident appearance or behaving. That girl's got swag. Swag, arrogantly self confident. An arrogantly self confident way of walking in an act or instance. Swaggering, arrogant, conceited. What makes a person have swag? They're bold or brash, self confident, swagger, cockiness. She looking for a thug, but she's using swag to say he's not thug enough for me. When I think about swag, I think about swag as a man who has confidence, who looks good, who wears his confidence on the outside, but proves that he's confident on the inside. She's looking for thug love. But in the meantime, her mock turtleneck is not sitting up like mine. You know I wore this bitch on purpose. Her turtleneck, her mock cow neck, is looking a bit Timu-ish, bitch. Slash Dollar General. She doesn't even have any framing in her shirt. So you don't know if it's a mock turtleneck, a turtleneck. It's looking right Timu-ish. Bitch. You gotta calm down, Auntie. I gotta calm down. I gotta calm down. I gotta calm down. I gotta calm down. She's not bringing swag to the table. She wants a thug. She wants a hardcore thug. And she has not shown us black girl magic yet. And she talk with her teeth always out. When are we ever going to see her not talk with her teeth always out as if she is looking for a motherfucking carrot? Maybe a toothbrush, maybe a flossing mechanism. I don't know if she's doing some type of Colgate or Crest commercial, but bitch, you don't have swag when every time you talk, we're seeing your fucking teeth. Does your lip go down? Does it waddle to the ground? Does it ever come down? You don't have swag up in here. I didn't see swag in your home. But then we go to his house. We see him having a basic bachelor's pad with some candles that he put up there and you fucked up. Went into his room and you want to examine his closet. How degrading and belittling and emasculating. And then you get in front of the experts and talk about there's a difference in our ethnicity and in our culture and past the cow almost fucking fainted. His head almost swiveled off his neck. And then you sit down with your girlfriend, your sister, cousin, whoever the fuck it was, and you continue to perpetuate this lie. When he went to school with it was like 5% black. And when I went to school, it's a little different and everything. Girl, are you fucking kidding me? And they flat out told her, we all gonna have to change. They told all of them, you gonna change, I'm gonna change. We gonna change, they gonna change. Bitch, I'm telling you, I'm so done with Camille. If you don't like Thomas, roll out. Because to sit there and degrade this black man on this show after he told you he was adopted, that he had identity problems, being rejected in his own community, and now he's married to a bitch who has no sounds of blackness, in my opinion, who isn't judged because she doesn't have cornrows or bitch or afro puff. So suppose somebody came to her and said, that curly hair that you got is just not black enough. I mean, where's your fro? How would she feel? If somebody told her that she wasn't black enough because her hair isn't coarse. Those of us who are confident in who we are, we know that we come in all shapes, sizes, and colors and shades, and that's the beauty of the black community. But to take it away from him because bitch, I ain't got it to do. Let me get off her because it's just a whole different conversation that I'm just not ready to have. I'm so pissed, I'm shaking. David and Michelle. David went to Michelle's apartment last. Just like I believe that Karla and Juan went out of place, I believe this couple did too. I believe they showed it to us different. Because the reason why David minimized her is because David's was minimized. David's reaction in Michelle's apartment proved that he had already that she had already tore his shit down. And that's why when Michelle was like, I know he's not. Remember when he was in the car, just like your apartment, just simple, like mine. You gotta pick up the words. When he sat in that car and he said out of his mouth, see, there's certain things that they say, y'all. If you go back and listen, he said, yeah, just like mine, yours is simple. Simple like mine. No, bitch, you live in your parents' basement, David. When David got to the gut, Auntie, you got to calm down. Maybe you should have had a drink. When David got to his mom and them house, he said, I don't even use this door. This bitch had a bottom lock. Where was the key to the top lock if this is your apartment? If this is what you used to going in and out of, why you ain't turn the key twice? See, my red flags would have went up for that. Hey, boo, hey. If you go to your apartment or your house or wherever you dwell at right now, don't you have two locks on your door? You got the bottom one with the knob bitch, and then you've got the bolt, the lock, the serious. You ain't getting up in here. David opened up, used the bottom lock, and said he don't even go up in here. He don't even use the door. He go through his mom in the house. He stop by. He get him something to eat, bitch, and then he runs downtown to the basement. So because Michelle knocked his joint down, he knocked Michelle's down. Now, granted, Michelle's apartment was an average woman's apartment, but it looked big, lived in, and it looked like she cared about it. She had a little cat, but his looked like a storage unit, and his parents happened to have that old air bed and those raggedy, musty looking sheets and pillows. There was another room, but they didn't let us go in there. But I was peeping. I freeze framed it and peeped, and it looked like a storage unit, like they were storing shit in it. He still had baby mama pictures from in there. He had pictures of him playing baseball, bitch, when he was 2. That's the little place where they used to entertain until he moved the fuck back home and they threw that air mattress bed in there and all of them boxes and that bullshit. And then he has a keg that he brought from college, and then a teeny ass micro college dormitory frat boy refrigerator. The goddamn kitchen was sitting up in there because, it probably used to be somewhere like this. Bitch is living in his mother's basement. It's not a basement apartment. It's a basement that they are allowing him to use as a quote unquote apartment till he get his raggedy ass out. And then I had the audacity to the nerve to find out that the restaurant building, quote unquote, that he said that he purchased was owned by his daddy allegedly, and his daddy had to close the bitch because of COVID. The restaurant he said he turned into an apartment he was living in, that one that he said that he owned, allegedly that was owned by his daddy. You mean to tell me he couldn't hit his mother up with like $250 and say, Mom, can you straighten out my motherfucking basement, my room in the basement before Michelle get home? Especially knowing that Michelle wasn't fucking with him. And the thing about it is everybody hate Michelle, but man, Michelle has been honest this whole time. I don't want the mother. Then they gonna fucking roll back the bean footage. I thought it was bean footage. When we sat here and we watched it live, I thought, wait a minute, hold on, I saw that. Where did that go? Yeah, yes, July Leo, babe. He, Michelle, when we sat here and watched that live, what did I say, y'all? Oh my God, they done rolled the beam footage. But what they did was, which is why I made the assessment and the assumption in the beginning, what they did was they knew they had already picked David. They needed to put David with somebody because they liked him. I didn't. I didn't like David from the giddy up that always wet, drippy hair. Who wants to walk around with a fucking faucet all day, bitch? Anyway, I thought that they had rolled the beam footage. What they rolled was they talked her into that. They basically told her at the end of the experiment, Michelle, we got to ask you something, girl. What do you think about a guy that's living in the basement with his mother? Michelle was like, bitch, hell no, I don't want no man that's living in the basement. That's a term. Well, what if he's just living there temporarily while he gets some things together and then he's going to move out? Even though Michelle was like, I guess, they knew she didn't want it. They talked her into it, in my opinion. Michelle, in my opinion, was hoodwinked, bamboozled from the beginning. They knew they was going to hook her up with David, and they needed to see if she would go along with the bullshit. And here this girl sat there and almost threw up. When I watched David's apartment, I felt like I was in Michelle's shoes and almost threw the fuck up. Here we have been calling this girl evil and nasty and all of this old kind of stuff. And I looked at it for 5 minutes. It was early. And I got the audacity, the unmitigated goal to sit up here and act like, and I'm going to take my glasses off and I'm going to put 10 toes down to the ground when I say this. I got the audacity to judge this girl for being nasty about this smoking, cigarette smoking, fake gym going to drippy hair, faucet ass, working 2 jobs and living in his mom in the basement. I had the audacity to judge Michelle about how she responded and the ill that she felt about him. But I looked at his basement for 5 minutes and was sitting up here on a live about to throw up. And I got the audacity to think that I would not have been Michelle and that y'all would not be reading me and killing me softly on your TV sets had they told me that I was moving in or marrying a mother, okay, that's living at home with his parents. They set her up. And they knew they was because they rolled the footage back and showed that they already tried to prep her for the bullshit. They used it as a receipt. But for me, I saw it as a aha moment after I sat the back. After I sat back, I said, bitch, I know you lying. And then you sit there and try to tell her how she need to be in a relationship with him when she's telling you, I ain't feeling it. The other girl, what's her goddamn girl name? I can't remember her name. She sat up there and said, I ain't feeling Allen. But they still trying to talk you into the book and make you feel like something's the fuck wrong with you because you have a specific man and standard of living from a man that you're dating or married to. I want an annulment for this apartment dweller. This is Ratatouille. When I'm asleep, he's like a rat in the kitchen cooking, bitch. He's in there throwing seasoning in, coming up through the back door of his mom and them house, coming down in his basement. He's telling me some, do you like it? You know, isn't it like a regular apartment like yours? She said, it's what I thought it was gonna be. You living in your mom and them basement. So when he went to her apartment, you know what he said? It's simple like mine. But they made us think he went to hers first. Just like they made us think the opposite of Juan and Karla. I paid attention. Because I kept wondering why he was talking down to her apartment when he didn't want her to talk down to his. But since she had already went to his and was like, this is a basement, people coming down here washing, the basement wasn't even upgraded. He's ratatouille up in this mother. He's a fake and a phony and a fraud. Maybe some women after the show and after everything is over is gonna want him, but I sat up here, y'all, and I couldn't even get through it. I felt like I was gonna throw up because I imagined the smells. I imagined the corners, how the corners probably haven't been swept and mopped. I looked at the doors and it was just like the old standard wood doors that they put on there in the 70s. I just imagined the worst and it just made me nauseous to my fucking stomach. where you got a mini fridge and you said it's just a regular apartment, and then you come to mine and you call mine simple like yours. No, there's no comparison, which is why Michelle was offended. She was like, I work hard for my stuff. What do you do with yours? But I'm sure that there was some things that we did not see that were on the editor's floor. Last but not least, Itchy Kitty Ya 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 Ya. I do not like Ikechi, and he don't like Emem. He don't like Emem. I told y'all when we was watching it, and he kept downplaying his apartment. I kept saying, y'all know what? He gonna judge her, and damn if he didn't judge her. Now she's mechanical. She mechanical. I want to see the art in you. What kind of art? Abstract, um, contemporary. You want me to be a statue? You want a Mona Lisa out of my ass? What the fuck do you mean you want to see the art in me? I'm mechanical. So, was I mechanical when I was drinking that honey and trying to get some D for the night? Was I mechanical when you was rolling over and screaming out to your mama? Was I mechanical before or after I was the homie? When did I become mechanical? Because you, like all other men, when you see that a woman has something, you're intimidated. You knew I had something. You had already anticipated it, you ugly mother. Does he want me to be made of clay? What is that meaning of I want to see the art in you? Because mechanical things can be considered art. Mother. But MM has been sitting back playing the game. MM had already peeped his card. She knew he was going to be one man or another one. She knew he was going to be celebrating her or intimidated by her. We went up into his Airbnb, and all he brought from Houston looked like his musical instruments. His house looked mechanical and not really lived in. And so did his wardrobe. I was wondering why his wardrobe was so thinned out when him and MM moved in. He ain't got he living like a floater. Somebody who floats from city to city to be on a show to sell a book. Somebody who's willing to throw their career away in one state to move to another state and then to move to another state. He lives like an opportunist, like a teenager who's just found their footing. While MM is an established woman with a absolute beautiful home. I think that MM's home is one of the best female homes that I have seen in all 18 seasons of Married at First Sight. They sit in front of the experts. And Dr. Cal was like, is something the fuck wrong? Are y'all affectionate? Y'all live together? Y'all sleeping together? Like, what the fuck is going on? And of course, being the woman that MM is, she covered for him. Yeah, we touched. Yeah, we kissed and stuff. But he was screaming to his mother when I was trying to be intimate with him with my mechanical ass. He says that basically she's mechanical and rigid. But yet he goes to bed at 8 o'clock. Is that not mechanical? You don't have any flexibility when the timer goes off at 8 o'clock, you go to bed. That seems a bit mechanical. Turning your back to your new wife who's trying to get the D or at least smell the D, smell that you have a D, seems a bit mechanical. How did MM go from the homie to now mechanical and cold and rigid? And why isn't MM reading this shit out of him? See, MM's one of those ladies that just this is my opinion. MM is letting him hang himself. Remember I told y'all last week, MM done already peeped his card. I'm convinced after this episode. Dr. Calvin told him 8 o'clock is maybe your time. Well, I have to take care of my health and I have to take care of this and I have to take care of that. It's not working. This is some foolery and some fuckery. And we ain't got it to do, frankly. You ain't You're a fraud, in my opinion. You basically living bitch out of a bag. It's a lot of stuff going on. I was going to cover the after show. I looked at a little bit of it. I couldn't even stomach it. I'll do better next week. So next week, y'all let me know down in the comment section, even if you are already in the live chat. Please let me know down in the comment section after the video has ended whether or not you all would like to do a watch party again next week, talking all things Married at First Sight. Y'all want to watch it live again. Thank you all so much for being here tonight. I truly do appreciate you. I've tried to keep my composure and not go the hill off. But y'all would be the judge to let me know how I did. I thank you all so much for being here tonight. Until we meet again, y'all be safe out there in those streets and in the water. Bye, y'all.